Hello there, and welcome back. In today's video, we delve beneath the surface of the ruins and into the second floor of the Abomination Vaults. I will provide a general overview of this floor, key encounters, side quests, and more. Just like the video about the first floor, this is not a room-by-room presentation of the adventure. If you're looking for that, I suggest you buy the full adventure and support the people at Paizo for creating this exciting dungeon crawl. This video is also filled to the brim with spoilers. If you currently play in an Abomination Vaults campaign or plan to play in one, stop this video now and instead allow yourself to just stare out of your window. Take it all in. Breathe. Relax. Everything is going to be all right. You are doing your best, buddy. Well then, without further ado, let's get into it. The chapter of the second floor is split into two. The actual second floor and the Deadtide for Otari encounter, which takes place in town. After acquiring some experience and dealing with some mysterious encounters on the first floor, the Gauntlet will fire at Otari and unearth some trouble. More on that later. The servants' quarters were home to lackeys and minions of Balcora. When the Rose Guard killed her, some of them fled and others became victims of the librarians on the third floor. The floor is dark and dank, and many doors are stuck due to moisture. If your players are new to the game, this floor is great to get used to how various types of vision and illumination work in Pathfinder. One final thing to keep in mind is that the second floor is divided into two separate parts. The by far largest part is accessed via the stairs descending down from room 12 on the first floor. The smaller part underneath the island is accessible via the stairs leading down from room 21 on the first floor. These two sections do not connect with each other, so your party might burn some additional calories by going up and down the stairs. The only real faction on this floor are the Morlocks, led by Grolgust. These Morlocks, calling themselves the Children of the Ghost Queen, once lived further underground and ascended when the ghost of Balcora returned. They've had conflicts with the ghouls on floor 3 and are the ones who drove the Mudlickers from floor 1 out of their homes. The Morlocks seek to gain the blessing of Balcora by dedicating a shrine to her, which is found in room 14. Balcora herself, however, cares not for these underground dwellers, just like Nimbaloth might not care much for the sorcerers. Many Morlocks have the sneak attack ability, allowing them to deal additional precision damage when their target is off guard. Additionally, their swarming stance ability allows them to share a space with another Morlock, granting a bonus to attack rolls. In an encounter with Morlocks, they will try to flank their target and share a space for an increased chance to hit and, even worse, an increased chance to crit, including their sneak attack damage bonus. Our very first key encounter actually happens in Otari. This encounter is not explicitly linked to the second floor. The book suggests that it should occur after the heroes have defeated the vampiric mist in room 25 of the first floor, while it is night, and once they are at least second level. I think especially that last part is important because the encounter itself can be hard and will be a very bad time for first level characters. The Gauntlet will shine its haunting blue light upon Otari's graveyard, animating the dead and teleporting in a fearsome creature known as a Scalathrax. This puts the threat lurking in the ruins right into town and gives the PCs a chance to save Otari from a horrible fate. If the fight becomes too hard for the PCs, keep in mind that the town guard can be convinced to help them. Any member of the town guard who helps will, however, be frightened 3, and can you really blame them for it as they see the dead rise and a giant crab beast just appear out of nowhere? After this encounter, it will be a month before the Gauntlet can fire again, but of course the people of Otari do not know that. Having seen what the lighthouse is capable of, a sense of fear and panic spreads through town, and the heroes can expect more support from the townsfolk in their adventures. Osif Menimes, the mayor of the town, will award each character 50 gold pieces if they can make sure the light will not fire again. The PCs also do not know that they are on a timer, but it is a good idea to communicate this to them one way or another. For example, they might observe the light in the gauntlet slowly becoming more intense in the days after the graveyard invasion, deducing that it will take at least some weeks before it is at full brightness again. Rin Savinci might also be able to consult the stars about how likely it is the gauntlet will fire again soon. The adventurers can prevent the gauntlet from firing again by freeing Lasda Vankervale from the 4th floor of the vaults, though at this point in the adventure, they might only know that Lasda is missing. After this intermezzo, let us return to the actual dungeon, and specifically room 2 in the top left corner. This is the former workshop of Volok Azrene, a place where he experimented with various methods of construct creation, necromancy, and the transference of souls from one form to another. A testament to these experiments is a goblin body preserved in a tank. In one of the alcoves, an incomplete soulbound doll in the shape of an armless, legless goblin is stored. If the party has the soul focus gem of Mr. Beak from floor 1, they can insert it into the back of this doll to bring it to life. The spirit in the gem is that of Borbo, a goblin who assisted Volok in his experiments and eventually became one himself. Volok promised him eternal life, but gave that to him by transferring his soul into the gem and then into Mr. Beak. Borbo is rightfully panicked and sad, but PCs can calm him down and gain valuable information from him. Next to pointing out some treasure hidden in room 4 of this floor, Borbo mentions that Volok had a relationship with the book lady down below, and that he was extremely vain. The book lady is Chandriyu Invizar, who now haunts room 36 on the 3rd floor, and is in possession of the final remaining portrait of Volok's original, not wormy form. Having said picture, and knowing of Volok's vanity, will give the party a significant advantage later on when they encounter him on the 4th floor. The servants' quarters also have a few rooms with hazards. One of them was definitely prepared by the Morlocks, while the other hazard has an older origin. Let's start with the Morlock traps in room 10. This room is decked out with 4 nasty spike launchers, each triggered by tripping over a different wire. The Morlocks know of these traps and can automatically avoid them. The traps themselves are nasty, but things get really nasty when the characters cross this room while they chase Morlocks. Say your party starts fighting the scavengers in room 8, but one or more of them flee. They head west towards room 9, alerting the Morlocks there. Those Morlocks might put up a fight for a bit, but then retreat through room 10. Reckless parties will give chase and could easily stumble into these traps. While this sure is an interesting way to chain encounters into each other, keep in mind that this can combine 3 separate encounters effectively into one, making the experience all the more challenging for the PCs. It is, however, a chance to show that the Morlocks are smart foes who have prepared their territory against outside threats. The spike launchers are one thing, but another dangerous series of traps awaits in room 29, the Hall of Hatred. 5 dioramas each display a different doom befalling the city of Absalom. Each diorama is also trapped, launching a devastating energy beam at whoever triggers it. Careless adventurers might stumble from one trap into another here easily. If a PC declares to just rush through the hallway, I would switch to encounter mode immediately and have them slowly realize the error of their ways. 2d10 plus 13 damage per diorama is nothing to sneeze at. Grolgust, leader of the Ghost Queen Morlocks, resides in room 12. If the party does not end up parlaying with him, which is likely to happen if no one shares a language with the Morlock, he will sooner or later fight the adventurers. Grolgust is a caster with access to some useful spells like Mirror Image and Phantom Pain. His occult attack feature gives him some mobility while allowing him to cast magic on the go. Grolgust will call his pet Grothlet from room 13 to his side if his HP get too low. The piteous moan aura of this aberration is nasty, and the disgusting demise that triggers when it dies is a painful goodbye. The Grothlet also foreshadows the presence of flesh warps in the vaults, which will become more numerous on floor 5 and 6. On this floor, The party will also have a chance to learn about the fate of Otari el-Vashti, namesake of the nearby town and member of the Rose Guard. In the battle with Balcora, the rogue fell and woke up on this floor. Room 28 contains a glowing message from Otari el-Vashti, which will turn into a green ribbon of light and give the characters a chance to follow it and the path Otari himself took deeper into the dungeon. Another encounter that provides the characters with a chance to learn about Otari is in room 27. A Zabab called Zazlarin, contractually obliged to clean the walls and floors of the dungeon with his infernal tongue for 3 hours per day, can be convinced to use his infernal eye ability to share one of his memories, showing Otari el-Vashti flee through the dungeon. The Osprey Club members that arrived at the ruins earlier were taken to room 24 by the Morlocks. 3 of them still live and are grateful if the party helps them escape. The 4th member, however, is dead and lies as a sacrifice in room 14. If the party is able to communicate with Grolgust, the Morlock will try to bargain with them. The adventurers can become sacrifices to the Ghost Queen or help him deal with a water monster in room 19. Said water monster is the river drake Fresnelkesh. If they do deal with the drake, Grolgust will give the party the grand tour of this level and task them with the mission of dealing with the Cult of the Canker on floor 3. Similar to Boss Scrong on the first floor, Grolgust can provide the PCs with information about the current floor and what is ahead. Now, the adventure path assumes the PCs will fight Fresnelkesh, either because they stumble upon her lair or because they've made a deal with Grolgust. However, I would like to remind my fellow GMs that river drakes do speak Draconic and are intelligent beings. If someone in your party speaks Draconic and succeeds in making an impression on her, Fresnelkesh might become the one tasking the party with destroying the Morlocks who keep bothering her. As a reward, she can share her treasure with the party, provided they also agree to leaving her alone and allowing her to keep hunting in the Fogfen. Also, why wouldn't you try to befriend a river drake if you can? Last but not least, if the PCs have agreed to help Boss Scrong and the Mythflits in retaking their former home, defeating Grolgust and his minions and bringing proof to Boss Scrong will complete that side quest. Starting on this floor, the party can find teleportation circles on most floors of the vaults. These circles have to be activated with the Awaken Portal ritual, which can be found on the 3rd floor in room 35. It is a good idea to have a player track which circles have been found and which have been activated so far. The teleportation circles are basically the fast travel option for the party and should cut down on the travel time once the party is delving into the deeper levels. If the party ends up working together with Grolgust, the Morlock leader can provide them with more information about the 3rd floor. This includes the important detail that the Cult of the Canker consists of ghouls, a nasty type of undead able to spread their curse via a disease known as ghoul fever. This knowledge should give the players a chance to prepare before they head down further, for example, by buying a few ghost charges while in town and reading up on the rules to counteracting diseases. The Zabab Zazlarin is not the only devil in the vaults. Together with the devil Korlok on floor 3, he foreshadows the involvement of Hell. Depending on how the characters interact with them, Zazlarin and Korlok might let something slip about being part of a bigger operation, and that the adventurers don't want to mess with their boss Euravian. Euravian plays an important role in the 2nd book of this adventure path, Hands of the Devil. That's it for the 2nd floor of the Abomination Vaults. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and consider subscribing to this channel. If you have any questions or remarks, feel free to comment below. Thanks for watching, take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.